Good afternoon, everyone. Live from Silicon Valley, California. This is Success Sadhana. My name is JM, and I welcome you all to a program today where we continue our series, Deepen Your Devotion. Today is session number 4, The Power of Love. As you all know, Vaish, he is on a spiritual tour to India. He is fully focused on doing all the spiritual practices. He is reading every day, doing mantra meditation, and having association with other spiritualists in India. But he has encouraged us to continue to meet and keep the transcendental vibration going. So I really thank Tim, Vicky, and Kennedy for joining us today to keep the vibration going. I hope you all are doing well today. Okay, so with that, what we'll do is we will take a moment to just do some breath work so that we can be prepared to take full advantage of our session today. Before I get started, I do want to thank all the teachers who have very kindly gave us all the wisdom, the encouragement, and blessings, because of which we are able to keep the transcendental vibration going and keep refining our consciousness. So thank you, teachers. Sorry, it looks like our Zoom kicked me out, but I'm happy to be back. So just saying that I was taking the opportunity to thank all the teachers because of which we have got all the wisdom, the knowledge, and an opportunity to refine our consciousness so that we can make best use of this lifetime. So thank you, teachers. And then let me go ahead and begin the meditation. Let me know if you're able to hear the sound.
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you for hearing that. Okay, let me try one more time. This time it works.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so please sit a little straighter than you were a minute ago. Close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, release any tension that may linger within your body. Imagine yourself in a lush, serene forest. The air is crisp. You're surrounded by ancient towering trees that whisper their wisdom to you. Birds sing in the distance, creating a symphony of nature's melodies. Deep breath in and deep breath out. With each inhale, feel the freshness of the forest air filling your lungs. And as you exhale, visualize releasing any stress, worry, or negativity that you may have. Let those stress, negativity, worry drift away like fallen leaves in a gentle breeze. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply, imagine a brook nearby. Its crystal clear waters flow gracefully over smooth stone. With each breath, feel the soothing energy of the stream washing over you, cleansing your mind and body. As you inhale, imagine drawing in your pure essence of the forest, filling every cell with vitality and peace. As you exhale, release any doubts, any fears, or distractions that may be holding you back. Picture a warm, golden light filtering through the leaves above, dappling the forest floor with a soft, nurturing glow. With each breath, allow this gentle light to envelop you, bringing comfort to every part of the being. In this forest, time seems to slow down. You're fully present in this moment. Your breath, the bridge between the outer world and the sanctuary within. As you inhale, imagine drawing in the wisdom and strength from the ancient trees that have stood for centuries. And as you exhale, let go of all that no longer serves you. Greed, lust, envy, anger. Let it all dissolve into the earth. Now, focus your attention on your heart center. With each breath, imagine a radiant, glowing light that is glowing brighter and brighter, warmer and warmer. Feel this expanding light filling your entire chest with love, compassion, and gratitude. And as you exhale, send this love out to the world, sharing it with everyone, all the living entities. Now, we'll chant few Om mantras so that we can rejuvenate our consciousness with transcendental vibration. If you would like, please chant with me. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Om. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Please take a moment to thank this opportunity to come together, keep the transcendental vibration going. Slowly rub your hands, open your eyes, and come back to the Zoom room. Thank you. Thanks, Jesse, for joining as well. I hope you all are doing well. Okay, so I'm very excited to share the video message which Vaisha sent today. So nice kind of him that even though he's very busy with all his spiritual practices, but he still found time to send a sweet message. So I'll share my screen and hopefully you can hear the audio.
Hi everyone, just checking in here from our ashram at Govardhan Hill. And as we've been in our vrat or our vow for this special month called Kartik, we've been performing bhakti yoga, hearing, chanting from Srimad Bhagavatam. And there are lots of spiritual activities here, but practically speaking, everything's spiritualized here. And there's a great secret given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, that anything you use for Krishna, the origin of everything, and you use in service, then becomes transcendentalized, transformed. So as a practice, one doesn't have to give up the world, but one has to see the world as paraphernalia to be used in service. And in an uncanny way, everything used in service becomes a source of happiness, joy. Everything we claim to be ours becomes a burden, and it creates a sense of great anxiety in our minds. As we're incompatible with the material world, we can't hold it, we can't keep it, but we can engage it in service. I hope you're all well. I'm missing you and looking forward to being back with you very soon. Have a great day. Have a fantastic day.
Yeah, it just brightened my morning today. So any thoughts, reflections?
I'll jump in. Sorry for not having my camera on today. No one needs to see my face when I'm sick.
Sure.
But I really appreciated that he said, I mean, I know he referenced it towards where he is, but he had said that everything that is used with its source in mind is spiritualized. And I really appreciate that, because even though I'm not in a holy place right now, I'm in a bedroom in Santa Cruz, I can still, it reminds me that when I take care of myself so that I can do service, or when I take care of other people as a service, like that is spiritualized automatically. this whole life can become sacred so easily, so long as we never forget Krishna.
Thanks, Kennedy, for sharing that. Sorry to hear you're not doing well. Hope you will feel better soon. And thanks for sharing that too. Yeah, I also like that point very much, where he said, if you want to use the things for yourself, it becomes a burden, he mentioned. But if you just want to use it for service, then it becomes the same thing, becomes a source of joy, a source of happiness. Like everything we have here in this world is we didn't create it. We didn't create this sun, this tree, this water, but we are using it. So if you think it's ours and we want to enjoy selfishly, it will go through a lot of anxiety and becomes a burden, as you mentioned. So yeah, even though we're not in dham with him, with this message and using what we have in service, like currently our time in service of, we can actually be happy. So yeah, thank you for that wonderful reflection. Tim and Vicky, please.
Oh, I hope you're feeling better, Kennedy, and it's nice to see you, JM, Jesse, welcome. Yeah, I like what he said about taking vows to read Srimad Bhagavatam. I think like we all want entertainment in this world, so we go out to movies or listen to music, what have you. But Srimad Bhagavatam, with my experiences, is always giving me new revelations. It's not like watching the same movie and over again. It's a transcendental book, and I like what he said about taking vows, about reading it on a daily basis, or having goals to read transcendental literature.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like your enthusiasm to read Srimad Bhagavatam. It's inspiring. And as you rightly said, Srimad Bhagavatam, I think it's the epitome of entertainment. You can imagine any, as Vaish mentioned previously, it has so many different psychological characters that you can imagine, variety of them, and how they all have gone through different scenarios in life and how they came out of it. So you can imagine any movie, and that movie was already played in Srimad Bhagavatam in one way or the other. And if one of those movies are playing in our life, just read that movie and see how how he escaped it, and we can escape the same way. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Okay, thank you both for such a nice reflection. And so today's topic is the power of love, Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of loving devotional service, love and gratitude. And the power of love is so so powerful that the love is so powerful that typically, if you say festivals, maybe you celebrate a day, maybe a couple of days, but this loving exchange which took place is so powerful that the entire month is celebrated in celebrated just remembering that. So we'll play a short clip. I'm sure most of you have seen this before, but given how touching it is, we'll play a short clip and then discuss few points which come out of that clip. So let me share again. Hopefully the audio is good. Sorry, looks like I was again kicked out. Strange. But and when I lost, let me play the video again. Sorry about this.
Please keep playing, Krishna dear. Your sweet music makes my hard work a joy.
No milk.
I'm not making milk, my little angel. Cows make milk. I'm churning butter.
Milk.
Oh, you want milk? My little jewel is hungry. Then you shall have all the milk your tummy can hold. I'll be back in a minute, my darling. Sorry to interrupt you. Oh, Krishna. I know you're hiding, but you have nothing to fear, my clever little darling. I won't punish you for breaking my butter pot. Krishna? Krishna! Have you boys seen where Krishna has gone? Krishna! Krishna? Got you! Krishna, my darling boy, what have I done? If you are fearful of your mother, who loves you more than anyone in the universe, what will become of you?
That's good.
Yes, I sense danger in the air as well. And you are also quite dangerous. To yourself. But I know just how to keep you out of trouble. Now, you just sit there while I tie you.
No die.
could have sworn I cut this long enough. That's more than enough.
No time.
Now it has to be long enough.
No time.
I don't know how it could be possible, my little Krishna, but I get the odd feeling your desire to remain free is preventing me from tying you. How did you?
Okay, you time.
Now be a good little angel and don't cry. I'll be back after I finish my chores.
That was a sweet little video. It doesn't matter how many times I watch, every time it's full of sweetness. So I'm sure you all have watched several times. Any thoughts which come up as you watch it one more time?
Happy to hop in, JM.
Please.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, I've seen this a couple times now, and I agree. It's one of the videos I love seeing on our meetings here. And something that really kind of came home for me this time watching it was just how much compassion Krishna's mother has towards him, despite the things that he gets into. And I think it's a good lesson in patience and loving kindness, despite our human nature.
That's a very good point, actually. I was also thinking the other way, that how finally Krishna became compassionate and he allowed to be bound. But you're also right, like how even though Krishna was actually trying to trouble his mother, with all those things, but she was still so full of love, which she overlooked whatever naughtiness Krishna was doing, and rather just with love, just focused on how to protect him, how can I take care of him. Like that was, I think, the mood which was reflected. Very nice observation. Thanks, Jesse, for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? No? Sorry, Tim, do you have anything?
Oh, yeah, very similar to what Jesse said. I like what Mother Yashoda said about if you're scared of your mother who loves you so much, then what will happen? So she's, yeah, constantly thinking about protecting him, and this mischievous exchange between the two of them is so loving, so transcendently loving, where Krishna was insisting, no tie, and then finally he said, okay, you can tie me, and showed her how to do it.
That's true. Such a nice exchange between both of them, and compassion. Yeah, thank you, Vicky, for please reiterating that. So let me share, and again, let's talk a couple of points which Vaish has previously brought about when this story was discussed. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Okay. So, as you all know, so the Supreme cannot be bound or even found on our own. And in Bhagavad Gita, it says that out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who may have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So, when I was reading this today morning, I was just thinking about what is perfection? Why did Krishna say so? So, like, if you see, we all have limited. We are all limited by our sense perception or knowledge or even material resources. Everything we have is limited. And using this limited resource that we have, if we are trying to find or know or even bind the unlimited supreme, it's not possible because it will never fit in. So, given that we are limited, then what is perfection, which Krishna says in the previous verse? What does it mean? So, we all have seen several sci-fi movies like Star Trek, Star Wars, and Interstellar, and so many movies, and lots of dramatic events and happens in those movies. Typically, a group of people, a group of humans, they venture out on adventure in some plane or some special ship to a distant planet to take some mission. And once they reach, the planet is not natural. There are lots of danger lurking around everywhere. And you don't even know what kind of dangers exist because it's so new. The entire environment is so new. And in one way or the other, the crew would lose contact with their home base. Maybe an asteroid hit, or maybe some glitch developed in the plane, or something happened, and now they're suddenly stranded in those planets where there's constant danger, and they don't know. Like there is no way out to go back because the plane is not operational. They are not able to contact the home base, and they are stranded. So, if you were stranded in such a planet with a group of people, what would you do? Any thoughts? Anyone undertaken a interstellar mission before, or at least imaginatively? Please go ahead, Tim and Vicky.
Oh, I know already. It's game over. Start chanting. Start to meditate. Prepare to die. My body is not fit to live on any other atmosphere besides Earth. So that's what I would do, or try to do.
Oh wow! You directly went to the ultimate objective. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a critical component of chanting. Yeah, I'll hold on to that. I'll just get to it. There are a few things I think probably would do, but that's the ultimate. I like you gave the ultimate medicine. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just talk about it in the end, I guess. Any other thoughts or comments?
I'll jump in.
Please.
I'm a bit of a sci-fi lover, so I've thought about this before. And the thought is if I'm on my own, I'm with Tim. Like I pray to Krishna, chant my rounds, get ready to leave my body. But if I'm with a group, I have to first question why I went on this trip because I'm so unqualified. And then at that point, it's just, try to reconnect with whatever our communication source is. Try to, make repairs, like do whatever is in our power to be done. But even that is so limited. So there would be a lot of questioning, regret, ultimately leading to chanting. And if I was by myself, game over.
Thank you. Yeah, you are absolutely right. That if on your own, like at least if somebody else is there, you can maybe pull each other up. But if you're on your own, it's done. You'll be so I don't know, fearful, distraught, sad, depressed. And yeah, try to somehow desperately contact back, or as Tim said, start chanting. Anything more you want to add with Jesse?
No, I think the others covered it. In those situations, I would definitely call upon a higher power and to just relinquish my control to the universe at that point, most likely, and be at peace in that situation. Because Even in this life here, where the atmosphere is stable, we go through some difficult things, and I find myself often kind of relinquishing the result to the universe, and no matter the outcome after that, I at least have peace of mind going through that.
Wonderful. Yes, absolutely. A very similar thought went through my mind as well, which is like the first duty is to stay alive as long as possible. Because the more length of time you're alive, the more chances you have to be able to go back. And then, as Kennedy said, do everything you can. Like if you're alone or you're together, somehow can you fix the technical glitch? If you have some flares, I don't know, some you're seeing some moving object, can you maybe wave? I don't know, whatever. Somehow see if somebody else, like how can you connect back? How can we fix the technical glitch, or how can you connect back? Keep constantly attempting, continuing to stay alive. And finally, as all of you are saying, wait for help to arrive. At this point, you are desperately trying everything, connecting back. If you're not connecting, maybe just another ship comes by. Maybe they know that there is that there is no more contact. Help is needed. So hopefully, some other ship is coming and pulling you out. So very similar thought, and yeah, finally chant, pray. That's how the help is going to arrive. The ultimate source of solution. And as Kennedy, though you suggested, though you mentioned that maybe even in this world where we are kind of more natural, if we are in totally different world, it will be more difficult. But this world is very similar to that planet, and we are kind of stranded in the sense for consciousness, which are our true self. This is not a natural habitat, and constantly something or the other change. This world is constantly changing. There's constant, we are in constant anxiety because we don't know what's going to come in, how it's going to affect us, and it's not natural. That's why, like if a fish was in water, it's very natural. But this is not natural. We are out of water, kind of. That's why we are going through all these challenges. And as you all rightly said, our first duty is to stay alive as long as possible, so that we get more opportunity to purify ourselves. Second, fix this technical glitch. Whatever antenna we have which is not working, can we fine tune it? Can we change the wavelength? Can we so that we connect back to the Supreme by fine tuning our wavelength? And lastly, wait for the grace to descend, some help to arrive. Like the help arrives to us in so many different ways. Spiritualists or the other devotees, they come our way one fine day, and they show up and they give us the knowledge, wisdom, and through other moments of mercy in our life on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, when we see, oh, the Supreme is kind. This came in front of me today as an example to encourage me to don't lose hope, to keep trying to connect back, and help is arriving, kind of. So like that, very similar way, if just share the slide again. So like that, out of many thousands of men, one may endeavor for perfection. So this is our perfection, given we are stranded here in this planet which is not natural to us, and we are on constant anxiety. The perfection is how can we connect back to with the Supreme, and how can we chant and connect back, and wait for the grace to descend. So that's what I came about. And given the limited sense perception and material facilities Yashoda had, how did she catch and bind Krishna? Can you imagine catching the Supreme? Do we have the speed, the power to catch him and bind the Supreme? Like, can we think of binding Supreme? So as you saw, and as we all know, the rope, whenever she tried to tie, it was always 2-finger short, which is said by teachers as first finger represents parishram or endeavor, which is our effort, And the second finger represents Kripa or grace or mercy, which is what descends from the Supreme. And these two are what always these two needs to come together so that any endeavor can be successful. And that's what even Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, and she couldn't. But finally, when these two came together, Krishna saw the constant endeavor which Yashoda was putting in to bind him so that he can be safe. And finally, he became merciful and said, "Okay, go ahead, bind me." So, if you look at everyone is trying to connect with the higher power, to connect with Supreme, but they go through different kind of anxieties depending on the path they choose. So we have karma yogis who are very dutiful. They are very they put in effort. They do what they're supposed to do, and they know that's what they are supposed to, because if they have come to a human life, they have got duty towards their parents, their siblings, their family, their colleagues, their country. They're very dutiful, and they want to do their duty. So that's those karma yogis or jnani yogis who are reading so many wisdom literature to understand Supreme, to know him more, and so that they can connect with him. Or dhyani yogis who go deeper within inside, trying to meditate within the energy within and connect with the Supreme. So even though all of them are following a path, a bona fide path, they are a lot more anxiety, because each of them, they are relying more on their endeavor of effort, or their endeavor of acquiring knowledge, or their endeavor of doing meditation. And that it's like trying to lift a big rock and trying to move it to another place instead of using a trolley or something to just move across. So it's very difficult. But when you come, Vaish has given this example several times. These paths are compared between what a baby monkey follows versus what a kitten follows. So baby monkey is in a very precarious position, holding on to its mother for dear life as she swings from tree to tree. So if they are going from one place to another, it's all, and baby monkey has to hold on. If baby monkey somehow slips, it will fall down and die. On the other hand, kitten, nice, doesn't have to do anything, just be what it is. Mother will take care of it, move around wherever mother wants to take around, and it's effortless, actually. So this is how it's compared, the different paths we have, and how each path take us closer to Supreme. I see Tim, you have hand up, and Orviki, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a question. So similar to what we were saying about being stranded, the first thing we realize is how helpless we are and how helpless we always have been. And there needs to be an exchange for there to be love. So when endeavor is seen, then that can make the way for mercy to come. But my question is, the karma yogis, jnana yogis, and jnana yogis, technically they're still endeavoring, but perhaps they think that to some degree they can do it on their own, similar to the baby monkey holding on to the mother monkey. And in order for love to come forth, there has to be an independent, selfless decision on both ends of reciprocation. So we can endeavor, and by Krishna's mercy, by his decision, he decides when to reveal himself, if to reveal himself. So my question is, does endeavor always attract mercy? And how can the karmi, jnana, and dhyana yogis also come to this level of bhakti yoga and receiving mercy? Thank you.
What an amazing question. Vicky, thank you for asking that. And you are right that all those three paths, what they are following, they all are attempting, but as you rightly said, they are relying more on themselves. And it's more difficult. And like same like with Arjun as well. When Arjun was in the battlefield and he had a duty to perform, which his duty was to fight. He's a Kshatriya and he needs to protect, he needs to make sure, do the right thing. But he was using all his knowledge, his like that he has gathered based on my knowledge. I shouldn't be killing people, not at least my family, right? Like he was relying on his knowledge more and very stressed, very a lot of anxiety. But then finally, all this path, you'll reach a point where, yeah, I've read so many scriptures, I've done so much meditation, I've made progress, but it still looks very far. We'll reach a point where you'll realize I can't do everything by myself. Like you need to get to that stage. Same with Arjun. He reached a point. I am very confused. I don't know what to do. I am done. Please guide me. You will reach that point where you will really cry for help because finally it's up to the Supreme to actually to decide whether to open himself up or not. It's his choice. He is very independent. And when we are in that stage, that's what Yashoda was when she was. I mean, in the movie, they curtailed it, but in actual story, it goes through elaborate ways in which she's trying to tie, and finally she's exhausted and she's like lots of sweat and she's literally, Krishna, please get tied. I have got work to do. Kind of, she's in that state, and then Krishna says, "Yeah, I'm done with my playfulness. I've had enough joy or a pleasure in seeing you struggle through this. Let me help you out." Kind of. So even in these paths, they'll reach a stage where they'll feel that helplessness, and they will pray for desire. Can you please, guide me and show me the path? And then Supreme Krishna would actually show the path. So that's how. I don't know if that answers the question, but that's how typically
Yes.
happens. Yeah.
Thank
You.
you.
But it was amazing question. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you so much.
So we'll continue. Hopefully you can see the screen. We've got 9 more minutes as usual. So Bhakti yogis, unlike the other path, they surrender to Supreme just like kitten, and that's the important step. When you surrender, when you know that you are limited and you need grace of unlimited to actually make progress, then the gates open up. So the first finger, Parishram or endeavor, is tuning a mind to the Supreme Consciousness by working with a service mind. So you can, whenever whatever work you do, always see how it's connected to Supreme. Like right now we are meeting together and discussing, it's connected to Supreme. So all activities are connected to Supreme, and do it in a non-reward seeking work. Like you all are here. We're not expecting anything in return for this. It's just being here so that we can encourage each other and get connection to the Supreme. And so when we do that kind of effort that pleases the Supreme, mantra meditation, as Kim mentioned, the only and the final weapon to solve all miseries is to chant. Hearing regularly from wisdom texts, again, as Kim mentioned, Bhagavatam or so many other wisdom literature, we reading from them helps us get closer to the Supreme, and expressing our gratitude and love in various forms. Whenever we see the small touch which the Supreme or Krishna has in our life on a daily basis, if we are able to see that, if he so kindly gives us the eyes to see them, then we will be able to appreciate him for what he is doing. And once we do this endeavor, then the second finger or grace or mercy descends. Supreme takes notice. He says, "Yeah, I see you're putting in effort. I see you're trying to get closer." He gives the real intelligence. So he reveals the reality from illusion. He segregates both of them, so you can see what the real truth is. And then he can shows you the path through which you can come closer to him. So that's the second finger which comes together so that we can make progress. And our teachers, like Vaish has said, or other teachers have said, we can take advantage of the 6 loving exchanges, so that, because love is always exchanged between two people. So with each other, like how we are exchanging love between each other, as well as with Supreme, we can give gifts in charity, accept charitable gifts in return, reveal one's mind in confidence, and inquire confidentially, and finally accepting spiritual food and offering spiritual food. So we can use these 6 loving exchanges so that we can keep motivating and encouraging each other. And as we keep exchanging this love amongst us and with Supreme, he will become more and more pleased, and he will help us come closer and closer to him. So what does love mean? Love means actually, sorry, to give more than you take. It's a very simple definition. But Indradyumna Swami, who's one of the very leading Swami in Bhakti Yoga, he shared a little story a few years ago. He boarded a flight and he was going to from New York to Los Angeles, where he was going to conduct a wedding. And as he was boarding the flight, he was thinking, okay, what should I go and speak? Because typically somebody will ask to speak. So what should I say to them? What should I say so that it motivates or encourages the couple? So he was late on the flight that day. So he was assigned a middle seat, which, okay, he took the middle seat, and which is not that desirable. The window and aisle seat. An elderly couple came, and they squeezed from both sides because he is also quite big, and the couples squeezed, like he was a bit tight in the middle. They both were on one side. The man sat on the window side, and I think the lady sat on the aisle side. And as the flight was taking off, the man said, "Martha, I love you. I can't wait to get to LA to celebrate our 75th wedding anniversary." The lady screamed back, saying, "Georgie, I love you too. It'll be fun, as always." So as soon as he heard this, he thought, oh, wow, they've been married for 75 years. Maybe they can give me some tips, how to have a successful marriage, which I can use to talk to this couple. So he turned around to both of them, trying to get his attention. "Excuse me." Then the lady screamed, "What's that, young man? Speak up." Young man? Indian Swami thought, I am 65. Okay, so how old are you? He asked. We both are 96, she replied. We are childhood sweethearts, she said. Oh, wow. He was saying 96-year-old and 75 years in marriage. Wow. So he really appreciated it. Then he said, I'm going to a wedding actually in West Coast. And given you have been married so long, can you please maybe share some advice, which I can then pass it on to these young couples? What do you think is the essential ingredient of a successful marriage? Both of them, both the lady and the gentleman, looked at each other for a moment. They paused. They both smiled. And together they said, love means to give more than you take. So that's such a simple formula. And that's what it is. And what it also means is, because that's when you go beyond your own selfish desires and go beyond above and think of others, that you are able to give more than what you have received. And there's a short little video. I think it's just a couple of minutes, which we can see, which says how when you try to give more than what you've gotten, and typically you cannot give more from whom you've gotten, you'll never be able to pay back. You typically have to give more to others than what you've gotten, and that's how you pay it forward than paying back. So it's a nice little video, which we have previously seen, but I thought we can see it one more time. Let me, hopefully you can see the video. Just to make sure.
I'd like to give this to you.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, of course.
Well, tonight, hearts are melting for this Valley woman, featured in a viral video. She's been down on her luck, and so many of you have been asking how to lift her spirits.
Navita Forgani is live in Navita. You tracked her down tonight in the Valley, and it's a park that you found her in that she sometimes is forced to call home.
Yeah, this is where she's called home for the last 3 months, sleeping on park benches, under trees. And Katie and Steve, she never thought her luck was ever going to change.
Thank you so much. I've never been homeless before.
So Dawson Gurley thought he'd see what it was like.
Just being out there for 2 hours at a time, it just felt like, I don't know, I couldn't imagine doing it full time.
He got rejected quite a few times.
Spare some change, sir? I need to get a job.
But what Dawson was doing was more than just role-playing.
But today, I wanted to give back to the people that are giving to the homeless.
Paying it forward, one person at a time.
Everyone's eyes like lit up and they didn't really believe it. They're like, wait, you want to give this to me? Don't you need this?
But Dawson's life changed when he met Sharna Foley.
I was outside of Fry's supermarket just asking people for money. She was actually there. She said that I was in her spot.
Really, I was thinking, okay, the sun's going to start beaming. I am out here early enough. Now I'm going to start a little later than normal.
For the last 3 months, this is where Sharna has called home.
I have nothing.
A picnic table in a park.
I never thought I'd ever be in this position, but it's rough. It's demoralizing.
And on the day she met Dawson, she had no idea how he was going to change her life.
I think that I'd like to give this to you.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're welcome.
Sharna spent all but $1 of the $20 Dawson gave her.
It's $1 of love. It's a care dollar.
Holding on to it, hoping it'll help turn things around. And she does have a lot of faith that things will eventually turn around. And if you want to take action to help.
It was a sweet story. Touches on the point that if you do it with love, it actually, of course, materially, it might help them, but more importantly, the love with which it's done, it touches their heart. It actually strengthens their heart, and they have more positive outlook to, they become more positive in life, and they look forward to whatever negativity they had. They are able to overcome that. And once you give that positivity and once that strength in their heart, then they are able to make progress and be successful in whatever endeavor they want to. So that is the most important thing. That's the power of love, how it helps them. So I was just contemplating, sorry, we are a minute late, but just contemplating, given this is a season, we are getting into a season of gratitude and this power of love that we have seen. If we were going to die today, or tomorrow, rather, not today, if we're going to die tomorrow, what we will do? I was just thinking, if I'm going to die tomorrow, guaranteed, call everyone up, call my parents up, make sure I talk to my family, make sure I talk to wife, make sure I talk to everyone else, and thank each one of them for what they have done. My life has been I'm so fortunate, and it's all because of them, every one of them, what they've given me. I want to make sure I thank them. I let them know what they've done to me, and thank them and encourage them. Please continue to do. You have done amazing thing for me. Please continue to do that for others as well, and their life. Please transform their life too. That's the only thing I will do. Actually, I won't look for how much bank balance I'm left with. I want to look for what will happen to my house. Nothing. That's the only thing I will do. So instead of waiting for my day of death, I want to take this opportunity today and thank you all for coming here in this session and spending an hour together to encourage me and others and discuss this transcendental vibration, which was amazing. Tim and Vicky, you have your hands up. Please go ahead.
One last thing. Also wanted to say thank you so much for keeping the transcendental vibration going and keeping these sessions going through such an amazing, powerful series about all the different kinds of powers and culminating in the power of love and living that mantra of love means to give more than you take. At some point, you realize that giving is actually taking because somebody has given you the right, the privilege to love them, and they take such a huge responsibility in receiving. And it reminds me of what Prabhupada would always say to his disciples: thank you for taking this movement up with so much heart. Thank you for chanting, and thank you for reading.
Thank you for the encouragement, and trust me, if it was not Vaish very not very sternly, but indirectly making sure that this happens. If it was not for him, this wouldn't have happened. So I do want to thank him to make sure that he encourages by giving the videos too, by gentle reminders. He has made sure that we all come together. So I do want to take this opportunity to thank him for making sure we all came together today. And yeah, a wonderful thing that even giving actually in a way means taking, because I find it very hard to receive. Actually, it's not easy to take. It's like it's a favor you're taking. Like it's very difficult. If you may stop, but look at how Wise takes. I am amazed. When you give something, he takes it so nicely. He receives it so nicely, and I think I was thinking, like, how is he able to do? I never had the courage to ask him. But the only thing I could maybe speculate was he's receiving it because he knows he's going to use it in service. He's going to actually take it and give it to Prabhupada. And given he's actually thinking in that way, he's able to so nicely receive and then give it to Prabhupada. So that's how he's able to take it. But thank you, a very important point. Thanks, Vicky, for bringing that up. Kennedy, please.
Hare Krishna. I also wanted to give some gratitude that it's been amazing to be a part of this miraculously 5 instead of 4. We got such a gift with that week series. And it's been amazing too to just see the grace of Krishna align it with things that are happening in my own life. And I wanted to touch on a point that you'd mentioned. It was about the baby cats. I've heard Srila Prabhupada as well as Vaisheshika Prabhu mention that it's the same mouth a cat uses to kill and hunt for its baby that it does to just gently pick up its child. And so there's a lot of trust involved there, but for a kitten, it doesn't know anything else. It's just the acceptance of this entity will never hurt me. And I like to take that to a point that you ended with, which was when you touch someone's heart, you strengthen it. And so often, especially in Western culture, at least my experience, because I can really only touch on that, when people talk about strengthening your heart, they mean hardening it. But in this case, it's about softening it. And that's what I think is so important about encouragement, because encouragement, trying to find the good in others, you go out of your way to make people more confident, more steady, have a better foundation. And of course, you do it without making things harder for them. You do it without hardening their heart and making it so they can receive more easily. And I also agree that Gurudev is a great, that Vaisheshika Prabhu is a great example of how to receive with grace, because he truly knows how to offer everything in service. And I remind myself that it's okay right now that I am so terrible at receiving things, because I have these examples in my life for the first time of what it looks like to accept things with grace and put them in the proper spot. And so inevitably we will get better.
Wow. Thank you, Kennedy. I don't know. It was a Bhagavatam class, I think. Let me see if I can remember everything you said. It'll be hard, but thank you for touching all the points. I think what whatever the same mouth cat uses to pick up kitten with love, as well as devour mice. So you're right. The same energy is just what kind of exchange happens between two entities, I guess. And yeah, I am so grateful how Vaish has encouraged us, each of us, and through knowledge, but more importantly, through how he actually lives his life, because how then he shows how to apply those knowledge that he's sharing. So yeah, thank you so much, and I pray you get well soon, and we can have your association both online and in person. And thank you everyone for joining today. Sorry for getting a few minutes late, but it was an amazing session, and see you all very soon. And let's sign off. Like I'm sure Vaish will be coming back over Himalayas and next week, and as he sees his yogis around, he'll be saying Hari Bol. So let's sign off by saying a big Hari Bol, welcoming Vaish. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!